Hey yo! So, this video will be dealing with a topic that I have dealt with over the years in IRD. It's the one topic that guys ask me to talk about, to show them, to kind of help them out. It's the one thing that arises, the one question that the guys ask me: how do I stop blank? Okay, this is also the one thing in life where I see it's probably one of the top three why relationships will not work, do not work between a man and a man and a woman to a woman. But if you're an egotistical kind of person, you love this kind of things. But I'm gonna try to break it down in this video. I don't think I can do justice because I dealt with this so much in different various forms, spiritual, all the way down to the nitty gritty. And if you read my IRD book, Legend, I talk a lot about this. It's basically the topic right now is neediness or needy. As my buddy Evan says, be a wussy, right? But it's really about how to live extremely non-neediness. And I'll give you some guideposts, I'll give you some tips or practices to get away from that thing. So, first of all, the question that I get asked a lot, I mean, my IRD stars get asked a lot is how do I stop neediness or how do I stop being needy? See, even with that question, because we've been fed the lie that it's wrong to be needy, not at all. Neediness is not bad. Okay, it's not bad. Neediness, you and I, we both need oxygen to stay on this green earth. Is that wrong? No. It's wrong if we cannot have that oxygen because we'll be soon out of earth, right? So we need oxygen, we need water, we need food, we need different things in life. You can agree? So that need is beneficial, okay? But when it comes to the social matrix, when it comes to the relationship matrix, this thing called neediness somehow sticks up actually in your life, and actually makes you look like a little wuss bag, okay? Nobody likes a needy person. Quickly comes to mind if a homeless person comes walking towards you, it's like you just want to run. You know, I mean, it's not because you hate them, it's not because you're disgusted by them. Well, maybe some of you are, but it's not. It's just because you know they're coming to you to need something, right? And we are created without that need for approval, without the need to appease. So, and I'm not specifically talking about the social matrix here, right? I'm specifically talking about the opposite gender because the guys who came and asked me three different times, three different guys, it has to do with the opposite sex, okay? Because they're being a bunch of wussbag, being a needy little person. And, you know, I could give so many explanations, but I just want to kind of break it down in a super simplified way to make it so easy for you to really see what this thing is about. So neediness on its own is not really bad. You do need some things in life, right? But there's a level where there are things where this neediness becomes a sticking point in your life where you're not being, where you're not enjoying things as they are, where the dynamics of the relationship is based on your need and you trying to get that thing from that girl or that guy, which in the long run does not work. Okay, so let's start off with my experiences being needy, right? So I remember when I was younger and I didn't really have the need for anything. Actually, I was hiding a lot of things. You see my alien hands? I used to like do this so no one could see my nails. Now, I was not being needy, but I was hiding something that I was, right? So it came to a point where I kind of woke up and I said, like, why am I hiding this thing? Because either people will like me or people will not like me for this finger, and that's their issue. Now, remember, I was growing up as a very young age. I was the shortest of the class. When we had the Saudi Hawkins dance where the girls ask the guys, I'm usually not the one picked. So during high school, I went through a transformation of my own personal development where I started looking into my mind, to myself. I started reading books. I had a mentor, Tim Story, and I started changing my life, okay? And one of the things one of the things I tapped into was I started accepting myself for who I was. Every day I would go to the mirror and I would say, dude, you're beautiful. For some reason, I don't know why, but I chose the word beautiful. Because, as a starving artist back then, I wanted to be beautiful because the word beautiful is not about when we think about beautiful, we're not talking about like models or magazines. I just said beautiful, that's the word, artistic, creative, what have you. Well, 2 years down the road, when I had my journal and I asked my friends to sign in because we're done with high school, did you know most of the girls who wrote in said that I was beautiful? They wrote like, Jersey, you are the most beautiful man. You have the beautiful soul. Now look, that is not really common. Girls do not tell other guys they're beautiful unless they're like looking model, they're like James Dean. So that happened because I told myself and accepted myself as beautiful. Take note, I had pimples galore on my face, okay? And even at that fact, I dated, if you type up Arnusa Cadmus, I dated her back in high school, okay? Right now, she's a world-class model, but she was my best friend at that time. So the whole thing about accepting yourself, okay, being beautiful, you put so much truth into your mind. Your energy starts flowing. People cannot help but exactly feel the same feeling that you feel about yourself. Because for the last 2 years of my high school life, I just didn't give a care. I didn't give a care about the popularity. I didn't care about like who's hot. I didn't care about the next party on Friday night. I decided that I'm going to make the last 2 years of my life changeable, which means to change my life, to help people, to help kids, and just live based on who I was. Compliment 3 people a day. That's what I did. Talk to more people, get out of my comfort zone, and talk to the weird people, the nerds, and eventually, which led to a lot of different cool things, okay? Now, I said all that to say this. The neediness is not really, it's a behavior, yes. But like anything worthy in life, it has to come from inside. So we teach a lot of people about how to stop acting neediness. Yeah, they can play that for so long. 2 weeks come, they're out there. But see, the neediness will come up because it's a behavior that they're trying to portray. I'm talking about a motive. I'm trying to talk about the heart. Okay, if the inside, you do not need the approval. You do not need the affection. You do not need the girl to like you. The game is done. You've won it. But see, a lot of the guys that come to us, that come to me personally, and they find out like, okay, I'm going to stop acting needy because that's what kills attraction. This is what kills relationship. So they're trying to play this game about, oh, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't say that because I'm going to act needy. There are a lot of things that I do today that other people will say is a needy behavior, but you can ask a girl, they don't feel needy at all coming from me because it's not in me, right? So let's say like last weekend, right? I was talking to this group of people, and there's this one girl that we were talking left and right. And I started asking questions that they said you don't ask those silly questions, but I did. That might seem like a needy behavior, right? But she didn't feel neediness coming from me. Because I don't have it, right? Because I don't have it. Because what I'm about to give you in a bit, if you practice it, you're really going to come to a life where the way it's supposed to be, because that's the way you were meant to be. So now you got to ask a question about this neediness. What is inside you that makes you feel like you really need this thing, whatever this thing is? Okay, because in relationship, there's a thing called dependency. There's a thing called there's a thing called codependency, where you depend on someone so much that without them, you have all these crazy songs that says, "Oh, I need you, I can't live without you." Yeah, whatever. See, even the songs that we listen to, whether it's rap, whether it's hip hop, whether it's ballad or pop, they brainwash you to think that you need somebody in your life to feel complete. Jerry Maguire, "Oh, you complete me." No, dude, nobody completes you. Okay, no one completes you. You have to come to grips to the reality, to the truth that you are complete by God. Enough. Period. I don't need anyone to complete me. No one's gonna make me happy. And then you hear all these people. You actually train yourself to feel the way that you're feeling. "Oh, I'm so happy I got an ice cream. Oh, I'm gonna get my new car. I'm so happy." You wouldn't really hear me say I'm happy for things. I don't. I also don't get my happiness from people. Someone comes along, "Hey, you want to come with me?" No. "Well, who cares? Okay, cool. Hey, you want to come with me?" "Yeah, cool. I'm coming. Who cares? Let's go." See, but there are people, if somebody does not go with them to the trip, they start thinking, "Oh, they're not going. The trip's going to suck." You got to start living your life based on you, and you got to remember that this is your movie. Because when you're out of this earth, dude, your movie just ended. It ain't your movie no more. Okay? Now, of course, somewhere down the line, you're going to learn that your movie encompasses other people's movie, and you have to live with that relationship. Okay? And that relationship is, of course, so we have dependence, codependence, right? And then we have independent, where you think you're the badass. You don't need nobody, which is also kind of sucky, because you do need people somehow, right? But I'm talking about staying in this level of interdependence, interrelationship. Okay, it's imagine like I remember back in the 90s when they had a dream team, right? Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Larry Bird. Remember that? Scottie Pippen. On their own, each one of them, they were awesome and great. Together, they were unbeatable. See, that's the way relationships are supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like you see this hot girl, okay, whatever hot means to you, and you think that girl being in a relationship with you, or even a date, oh my goodness, will make your year. Stop that. For you three guys that I'm talking to, and you know who you are. Now you imagine that girl, right? She calls you up in the middle of the day, in the middle of the night, and say, "Hey, I want to hang out with you. Here's what I think you're going to do. You're going to be, oh yeah, let's go." So you're going to change, go to wherever she tells you to go, and you feel like so happy, right? You're like, "All right, she called me, we're going to hang out. This is awesome, dude." And then when you reach there, you see her with another guy. And what happened to your happiness? It went, ooh, right? But here's the thing. She calls you, she said, "Hey," imagine that girl, that one perfect girl that you imagined, okay? Whether it's a celebrity, whether it's someone that you know. She calls you and she says, "Hey, I have nothing to do. You want to hang out in my house?" It's a boring Saturday or Sunday, right? So you, of course, excited as you are, you hop onto your car, you make your way to her house, and you feel pretty good, right? Doing nothing, just being with her, right? If she says, "Oh, let's just watch TV," tell me, will you think like that's boring? No. In fact, you'll just be like sitting down on the couch and you'll be looking at her. You'll be like, I love this, right? Well, here's the reality. Until you, man, come to the level where you can be that kind of person. So what I'm saying is, we see that as girls. Like girls has that, that unspeakable charm to make us like, we don't mind. We just want to be with her. I'm trying to tell you, why can't you be that kind of person where girls want to be with you just because of your presence? But here's what you guys do. When you guys are planning on a date, you guys think of like, oh, this is what should I do? You start planning out your stupid dates. What should I wear? How much money should I bring? Where do I bring this gal? What are the activities I need to do? What do I need to impress her? Which restaurant? Blah, 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 blah. And in one of my famous talk that I did back in IRD, I talked to you on how to have the best darn date that any girl will appreciate, and it has nothing to do with Starbucks coffee. It has nothing to do with movie, and it's a grand journey. It's a grand adventure, should I say? And the girls will never forget you. You know why? Because you are who you are. So there are times when I fancy a girl, I'm like, hey, I'm going out shopping for my grocery. You want to come with? And she'll say, yeah, sure. So she comes. And now here, because see, you're awkward because you thought that every time you went out with a girl that you like, that you're supposed to impress her with your stupid BMW. You're supposed to impress her with your stupid masculine auto. But no. See, I bring her out to the grocery. We go shopping. We talk a lot about different things. We look at people. We look at whatever's being sold. We compare notes. Because she gets to see me in my real daily life without all the filters that you guys put through. Okay? She sees me talking to the different people that I interact with anyway. And then she makes up in her mind, based on reality, dude, I like this guy. Right? See, it's not one of those, you dress well, you bought your money, and you try to impress her with all the flowers and chocolates and stupid stuff that you say out of your mouth through your butt. Seriously, dude, stop that behavior, because that stems from neediness. Okay, so let me just give you some pointers here. So first off, I talked about interdependence. That means it's an interrelationship, meaning you don't really need that girl or that guy to be happy. You just don't. But see, we're gonna go back to the beginning because that's not the beginning yet. But I'm just giving you little faces. You do not need anyone to be happy. It's only your mind. It's only your mind that makes you think that you need her. How many times in your life, well, not a lot, but how many times in your life have you said that I'm going to get that girl or that guy, for you girls listening, and if I had her, my life will be complete. I'm going to be so much happier. We could do a lot of great stuff, right? And then there comes a time when you guys break up. And let's play the two scenarios. Scenario number one is, oh, I can't live if living is without you. So you cry, you try to get her back. Number two, you broke it off with a girl, so you don't care, right? Now, and then you look back. It's like, I can't believe I actually liked her. I can't believe I actually dated her. See, because at that time, your mind plays tricks on you. Your mind could either be your best friend or it could be your greatest enemy. But most people don't know how their minds work. Most people do not know how to make their minds work. So they play this whole illusion, this grand illusion on this earth, which is stemmed back to your ego. And you think that the girl that you like is really the girl that you like. Instead of working your life off to make it the grandeur that it is, because you are wanting a lifetime, and you don't even believe that because here you are trying to suck up energy from different people, that you don't think that you are worthy enough for people to be attracted to you just the way you are. You see this? You see this? I'm what I call skinny sexy, right? Skinny sexy. But I've had girls that I liked also that said, Jersey, why don't you put up some weight? Why don't you put some muscles on? Well, now, see, that's nothing wrong. As a man, as a world, we've been brainwashed to believe that men are supposed to be bulky, they're supposed to be muscular, which is okay. There's no problem with that, Guys look actually good with a V shape. That's awesome. But for my health concern, I cannot really give my life to that, right? So why don't I put muscles up? Because of course my health, and I have other things to do, like floss my alligator's teeth. Okay, so but the girls that likes me, do you think they even consider the muscular versus someone else that is like John Cena? No, because we're forgetting something. Okay, we're forgetting the true essence of relationship. It's not the physical appearance. Okay, because I have proven, I have shut down different things by wearing my beach shorts, by wearing my surfing shorts all the time, by acting like a hippie, okay, growing my dreads out right now, and I'm doing things that are authentically me, okay, as a surfer kid, as a beach kid, as a person who just wants to hang loose, let live, okay, and the energy behind it. Okay, now let me remind you of the 3 E's I talk about all the time. The 3 E's are energy, emotion, experience. See, if you have those 3 in every relationship you bring yourself into, I am telling you, you are going to be outstanding. You're gonna be a giraffe in the field of mice. Because most people do not have the energy, they don't have the emotions, especially men, and they don't bring the experience. So what am I talking about the 3 E's? You've heard me talk about this all the time before. Okay, every day 1% better. Bring more energy, and energy is not being loud. Energy is not trying to be funny. Energy is not trying to be the loudest voice in the room. Energy is, there's a certain kind of energy. Have you ever walked into a restaurant without saying nothing, not trying to prove that you're cool or you're a super, so just walk in, and all heads turn your way? Have you? I have. Have you ever sat in a restaurant, okay, and your head is turned against the door, and somebody walks in, you cannot help but your head starts turning to look who entered your restaurant? That's energy we're talking about. See, you didn't even see the guy or the girl that entered, but their energy is so huge that it turns your head to that direction of the door. Okay? While most guys are sucky at that, girls, they're so much better. They're more intuitive when it comes to the energy. They can feel you. Okay? Next, emotion. Another failure for guys, because us guys, we don't deal with emotions. You guys have other guy friends that you say I love you to? Yeah, only your dad, your uncle, that's it. But only your dog, for crying out loud. But see, we've male, as a population, have failed in expressing our emotions to people we love, we honor, people we respect. But we kind of do it because we're men. We kind of do this as a joke, we kind of do that as a snide remark. That's fine, I'm not going to match up with you. But what's the number one thing I hear from a lot of girls? Men cannot express themselves. They don't listen, right? And listening has to do a lot with emotion, because all guys think about is sex. And let me tell you the truth. Every time I eat the Cheetos, I always say, man, how could sex be the best thing in the world? Because it's not. After a while, you get tired of this thing called sex. After a while, you get tired of this thing called the body fluids being exchanged. No, there are so many things that are better than sex. Okay? But because most sex are not spiritually connected, most sex are not emotionally connected, so there are different ways that guys mess up their mind and their whole energy level and emotional level, because all they think about is impressing the girl, having sex with the girl, instead of just, dude, I have a vision and I'm going to live that vision. And if the girl's not on the path, I ain't going to talk to her. See, we talked about this vision before, right? If the girl is not on your path, you have no business going out of your path and talking to her, getting her phone number. You don't have that. You think the girls that are on my path, they came there because of me? No. It's because they're on their path. I'm on my path. We meet and on my path. If they're on my path, I'll take the time to say, hey. So I remember the girl that I met, I was shopping for my t-shirts probably last year. And as I was looking for my shirts, there was this girl that entered the shop. She was a dancer, right? Sexy body, sexy hot body. And we got into conversing, right? And see, but she was already on my path. I was on the path to find my t-shirts, to find my v-necks. She happens to be there. I fancied her. She fancied me. Bam! Sparks fly, right? But see, if she was on another place, I'm not going to go out into the store and say, hey, I'll be back. I'm going to talk to the girl there. No. It ain't worked that way for the IRD Galaxy. We don't play that game. See, we are who we are. And if it presents itself, a person on our path, we're going to play. Sure, no problem. Okay? But we're talking about neediness here. Okay? So phase one, interdependence. There are some relationships that you need in your environment. Okay? But here we go deeper now. Because I could give you books to read. I could give you all these different things. But I want to give you coming from my experience, coming from the other people we've helped. So I also remember a time somewhere in year 2000 where I started doing this creative stuff, and I sent it to my friends in church. And I remember I wrote this cool poem for a friend of mine. It was really cool. I created the whole thing. And I gave it to her on Sunday in church time. And I remember after that day, she stopped talking to me less and less and less. And then, and so there are different cases like that. I remember in that time in my life. And I was wondering, like, in my mind when I was creating, I'm like, oh boy, she's going to love me for this. Because which guy or which friend gives this kind of stuff? And it's poetic, right? That adds a point. So, but I noticed they didn't answer my texts. They didn't really want to hang out with me anymore. Now, here's the thing. I wasn't trying to be needy, was I? But see, in a female's mind, females have options all the time. Just for being female, But I did that. If you think about it, the motive was, I'm going to give her this so that she'll like me more. I'm going to give her that because she might think I'm a better guy than the others. I'm going to give her this because it will make me look different. I'm going to do this for her because it will show her that I'm this. See, all these things that I've mentioned, they're all stemming out from neediness point of life. So people give me letters all the time. All the time. I used to keep them in a box. Now I don't. I just read it. Okay, toss it somewhere. Okay? I don't need that anymore. I don't need approval, and I don't need any bad comments. Someone writes something bad in email through Hanny or the blog. I don't care. It's just one person's opinion. Someone calls me, hey, Jersey, you're the badass of all badasses. And I'll be like, yo, you better check that out because The Rock, he is one badass himself. You better be careful. I'm kidding aside, but I don't care. If someone compliments me, thank you for the moment. Bye-bye. Someone tells me something stupid, tries to wrong me, offend me. Okay, bye-bye. I don't keep, because if you live by people's praises, if you live by people's compliments, you're going to die by people's, let's say, hate mails. You're going to die by people's anti-like. And then, that's the whole thing with the social media, the Facebook. You don't need that suck approval stuff happening in your life. So what am I driving at? I came to a place because I met, of course, Evan Pagan in 2003. He wrote the book, Double Your Dating, right? Awesome. I started learning different things on that dating scenario. But then one of my big brother, John Aldridge, wrote a fantastic book called Well at Heart. And that really has helped me a lot spiritually, soully, and as a man. Because we men, we really don't need women, okay? Hold on. We do need women. We don't really need women. And then there's women, let's say a natural feminine, by the way, not some egotistical feminist woman. We're talking about a feminine woman. Now, of course, we both need each other to procreate life, right? But the way the whole world is set up right now, it makes you think like it's a game. Because you can go to Africa, okay, the beautiful land of Africa. You can go to Iceland, okay. The girls there are very different from the girls out in the Western world. Out in the Western world, okay, they have what we call the Prada feminine. They try to show off their body, their boobs, their butts. They try to make you feel sexy, and that's for themselves. It's not about you. One of the first things, early things that I found out doing IRD was girls do not look good for you, man. The girls in the clubs, girls outside, they look good for other girls. Okay, not that they are lesbians. It's because if they go out, they want to be the best looking queen of the entire environment. It's not for you. And here you are thinking, well, they spent 3 hours in makeup and on fixing themselves, and they shoot me down. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? See, I mean, I'm going to go to the number one cure, but before I go, I'm just going to build this whole thing up, because some of you are just messed up by this whole thing called neediness. That's the reason you're not getting your business as well, because business, everything, I always talked about the letting go of expectation and outcome. Okay? Thankful for everything, expect nothing. Okay? Your business has to do with neediness too. You're so needy that your customers are trying to stay away from you. Your relationship, you're trying to think of all these crazy cool crap so people might like you, and yet you see they don't like you. Okay? I'm also pleased, I'm not talking about being this person that you think you don't need anybody, you don't need anything. Which is the direct opposite of being a whole, okay? We cannot live as an island, believe it or not. But we can come to a place where we are giving so much value because you are valued yourself. You are liked yourself. You are loved yourself. So no matter where you go today, you go out to the park, if it's a kid, you just smile at the kid and play with him a bit. If it's a girl with a balloon, buy her another balloon. I mean, you're just forever flowing this energy of value. And what does value mean? This is a whole nother topic, but it's not what you think is valuable. It's what they think is valuable, right? So you're walking out your day, you're just beaming, okay? So my friend calls it like being a baby plus being a rock star. Put them together, a baby and a rock star. You know, why a baby? Because a baby just beams his smile. Okay, we're not talking about like those ugly babies that cries all the time. We're talking about a good baby that just smiles, likes to have fun. They're in the moment, okay? And then a rock star is, he's on top of the world. He's making a bunch of money. He's doing what he loves. He can get any girl he wants, or any guys she wants, pretend. You're not needy. Put them together, that's it. That's a winning formula. Okay? And so you walk out your day, no hate, no judgment on anybody, and just smiling, beaming. As Jesus said, you must be like children. See, most of the people I meet, dang, they're so cynical. They're not happy. They're not. I mean, it just takes one little fly to get them PO'd. So, a good example, I'll talk about someone that you guys all know, Hanny. If you really experience her, man, she's like a hippie back in the modern. She's like a modern hippie. Okay, she has an energy about her, right? And I've learned just by being with her energy. I just suck her energy, okay? Because it's, if you already experienced her for real, it's awesome. You cannot help but be attracted to her, okay? And see, she's not like hyper and intense like me. She's more of like, hey, Jersey, yeah, I was just going to, whatever, right? Handy baby, right? So what I'm talking about here has a lot to do with you more than anything else outside of you. Okay? So we talked about the phase one, interdependence. Phase two now has to do with really, you don't need anyone. Meaning, you become self-reliant, you become autonomous. Of course, you need people. I'm not saying you don't, but I'm just talking about this part where you don't need people's approval. You don't need people to like you. You don't need people to love you. You don't need to belong anywhere. Dude, you want to belong somewhere, why don't you create your own group and start being that, We have all these stupid groups, meditation centers, and it's really all about like trying to get people to like you. My goodness, I don't know what happened to humankind. That's why I really believe there's a new way to be you, men, because we have fallen so short. And I'm trying my utmost best to be the example. Okay, because look at me, I'm the most badass, good-looking alien you've ever seen. But compared to Earth, I'm no Tom Cruise, right? I'm no Brad Pitt. I'm no George Clooney. Well, why should I be? I'm Jersey Howard Cole, for crying out loud. And I have one shot at this life to live who I am and express who I am no matter who hates me, no matter what other people think about who I am expressing into this world. I am God's gift to this earth, and so are you. What are you doing playing your mind games thinking that am I being needy? Am I not being needy? Do you think cats or dogs are being needy? When they come up to you and they snuggle right up to you, they're not being needy. They're just showing their affection, my Christ. They're just showing their affection. They love you. Okay? Sure, they need food. Sure, they bark and they meow because they want to eat their food. But if you notice, there are times they just leave you up, right? They'll do their own thing. They'll sleep. They'll dig a ditch somewhere. Because you know why? Here's the one secret. They're living in the moment. Okay? What time is it now? It's now. See, living in the moment just means now. You don't think about the past. You're not figuring out the future. You're in this moment. And that's one of the hardest things we humans will ever learn to do is just to stay and live in the moment. Because once you're in the moment, you won't have these neediness feelings. See, because when a girl calls you, or she doesn't like you, she doesn't return your text, who cares? So, I've read a ton of books about other people saying, when you text a girl, I'll leave your phone, when she texts you back, don't answer right away. Play 3 hours, 5 hours, and answer back. That's kind of stupid. See, if you live the life I do, I get texts. There are times I don't even, it's not because I play the game of not answering the phone. It's because I'm too busy. I can't answer your phone right now. In fact, I don't even give out my numbers to people. Do you have my number? Or maybe you do, but you don't have my number, do you? So, because I don't play the game, I don't play the social stupidity game of having cell phones or text. I'm about to just cut off everything, okay? Because I know that natural will always stand more than anything that's coming to this world. See? So, you have to authentically live your life and let that be the basis of everything you do. Again, my famous story, right? A girl calls you, and you're watching your favorite sports TV show. You're watching your football or hockey or whatever you fancy. Maybe you even fancy the synchronized swimming, okay? But they call you, okay? And you're watching. You're in the middle of the game, or you're about to end the game, and you're trying to see who's the winner. And there she calls, the hot girl. Hi. Can we go out? Blah blah, right? And most of you guys, if not 100% of you, will say, yeah, thank you. And you're gonna shut the TV, your favorite TV pay-per-view, and you're gonna go out and make your way to the girl. As I've said before, when a girl calls, and I've had many different girls call me before, and I was in the middle, this example we'll just use, I'm watching WWE, the one sport that kicks ass, defeating NBA, NFL, hockey, every other major sports there is on TV ratings. You guys are all sucky, man. Suck it. And I'll just tell the girl, hey, I'm sorry, I'm watching WWE, call you back later. Sucker! Put the phone down, continue watching. See, but most of you guys don't have that ability, and you don't have that ability because it's not authentically you. Okay? And most of you guys always go like, oh, where do you want to eat tonight? Where do you want to eat tonight? Oh, let's eat. And she says, have you noticed some of your girls will say, it's up to you. Meaning when she says it's up to you, meaning it's up to you, dang it. Go to McDee's for all she cares, right? But see, you're always like appeasing her. Oh, where do you want to go tonight? Oh, are you okay? Are you having fun? Dude, I don't do that. There are times I even, we teach, we were the ones that originated like, there's a girl, we'll be like, hey, step back, stand there, and you continue walking. You're like, okay, come, let's go now. And she'll be like, what's going on? But you guys are so boring, my friend. You guys are so boring. You guys suck. You guys, all you think about are your, how do I impress her, right? How do I make her like me? The best way to make her like you is not by thinking how to make her like you. Because some people will like you, some people will don't. Who freaking cares? Okay? So, let's get you to the curative, okay? And this is a practice, but if you do it, I'm telling you, if you do it, you're gonna breathe more oxygen in the coming years. Because the girl that you think right now that you really like, believe me, bro, there are hotter girls out there who are more evolved, who are more successful, who's got better everything. Don't settle for just a girl that because once a girl likes you and you think it's hot and you really like her, you're gonna, I think about all the times I spent money on girls. Oh man, I'll be a millionaire. I wouldn't. But you start thinking about all the girls that you spent money on. Years from now, you'll be thinking, I could have placed a down payment for a car. Not that I even advise you doing that, but you could pay for something very significant, right? But see, you waste your money on girls. I don't waste money on girls. I remember this one girl who she was a model and she found me online, and she came to my place where I was about to, there was this church that invited me to speak, and I was there, and she was there actually. I'm like, oh, what are you doing here, Joy? And okay, and then when I was out with my friends, and we were having a Sunday, we were having some cool treats. She was there with us, and I said, so I was ordering, right? And I just said, hey, you want anything? She said, no. Okay. So we went. I was eating my cool treat, and everyone was like, my friends were like, hey, Jersey, why'd you give her? I'm like, no, she didn't order. And she's like, can I have some? I'm like, no. And come to a point where I said, hey, you're not the first model that I dated. In fact, we were not even dating. She just, I don't know, she put herself into that situation. She thought that we were dating. I was official. We never dated, okay? But I said, there are other girls that hang out with me. I don't even pay for nothing. If you want your ice cream, go and buy yourself an ice cream. But see, most guys wouldn't do that. Why should I pay someone? If I'm not a giver, if I wasn't a benevolent man, why in the world should I be doing that? I don't even know her. Okay, I don't even know if she's really cool. I don't even know if I like her as a platonic level. Right? Think about it. But the way it worked out, this model spent more money trying to impress me because I know I like girls who are basically angels. And so she bought a lot of gifts for the kids. I'm like, And you could already smell the energy. She was trying to do things to impress me. You know, she'll say, "Oh, why don't you come to where I live? I can show you the mountains and the rivers. We can do forest trekking." I'm like, dude, I have a friend named Shrek. You can go with him to the forest, to the mountains, right? So what am I saying? It took me quite a time to get out of my own neediness. And there's a time that you're gonna be you think you're the badass, that you don't need nobody. You're gonna treat people bad at the start. It's okay. Go through the journey. Walk through it to come to a place where you really come to realize, you know what? I am who I am, as Popeye said. So here's the curative stuff. Number one, live in the moment now. And you do that through breathing techniques. If you do meditation, go ahead and do meditation. I just have the best way I do it without all those stuff is I have a relationship with everything. See, when I walk, I'm actually having a relationship with the ground. And so every time I press my feet down to the ground, I know I'm having a relationship with the ground. Now don't be like all mind freak and say, oh, Jersey's having a relationship with everything. No. The water, see, when I take a shower, I see the water almost so clear that I can see it dripping little by little by little by little. I don't take things for granted. And you shouldn't either. So live in the moment. Stay present to the moment. Okay. Number two. Okay. Now these are not in order. You can mix them up, match them up. Number two, wake up. Okay, wake up. Do you think a girl will sacrifice her happiness for you? Do you think the girl that you're liking, that you're wanting, will sacrifice her happiness for you? I'll pay $100 now. She would not. Why are you sacrificing your happiness for her? You're sleeping at 3:30. It feels so good to be in bed. She calls you and she says, "Oh, my little kitty, stuck in the tree." But what would you do? "Oh, I'll be there, honey." So you're gonna rush to your car and drive 20 miles away from where you live to help save the kitty. Why did she call you? Because probably she doesn't respect you that much. Do you think she'll call a guy that she likes to get her kitty out of the tree? Well, she called me. I said, "Hey, call him." I'm kidding. But you see where I'm pointing at now? You can do all this behavior tricks that you're learning. It ain't gonna solve nothing, because until you come from a place in your heart where you totally realize you're on this earth because of you, and God has given you the earth, who you are, as a gift. You have to come to a place where you're just giving freely to people, where you're flowing out of the energy without asking anything in return. Okay? So you'll never, ever feel offended. You won't ever, ever have a day of sad day. I don't know how many years now it's been where I just don't get sad. I just don't get offended. And it's not because I'm a positive person. It's because you understand what's there to be sad about, what's there to be offended about. Okay? Because once you understand your relationship with my God, you're going to see more deeper, darker secrets that most of the humans fail at. And that's why they're living this life of brokenness. They're living this life of neediness. Okay? So, I might do another video for this, but it all comes down to your motive inside. So, another one is you. You stop, we used to have this thing called NWD, which stands for No Woman Diet, where we went 6 weeks. We didn't do anything to do with women, right? Nothing. We don't text anything to do with women. We don't date any woman. We don't talk to any woman to guy. We don't do anything. We have no woman diet for 6 weeks. And it was tremendous. I remember the first year that we did this. And there was this girl. I was out with my two friends in a certain mall, and there was this hostess in Fish and Co, the restaurant, right? And she just caught my eye, and I was in this diet, right? Like, oh, I can't talk to her, I can't tell her, whatever. But then I had to go to the washroom, and I had to pass her restaurant, and so I had to tell her the truth. No more filtering, no more trying to be macho or anything. So I went up to her and I said, "Hey, listen, I'm in this thing called the No Woman Diet, and in the 6 weeks we cannot talk to women trying to get phone numbers. We can't talk to you trying to whatever." So I started saying this bit for maybe 2 minutes, express totally like, if I was not in this diet, I'll probably ask you for your phone number, and I probably want to get to know you. And I said, so I'm not going to ask for your phone number. I just want to say, I think you're beautiful. You're a doll. And the next thing she did was she took out a paper and she smiled and she wrote down her phone number, right? Oh, no, sorry. She gave me that, and then she said, why don't you write your phone number? So I wrote my phone number. And so I went back home. I'm like, oh, no, I broke the rule. No, right? But even with that integrity, see, I told her the truth. There was no filter. There was no trying to impress. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I got a phone. Ring. It was her. And we had an hour full conversation that was really heart to heart, so naked. It was awesome. See, and most people never get to have that experience, one to another person, without all the lies, without all the manipulation, without all the trying to color in what you wanted to call exaggeration, just truth. See, but that comes to a place because you practice enough where you don't need approval of women. You don't need approval of others, okay? If you know you're on this earth for one thing, you're not going to tell people how to do. See, the Western world, USA, they're a great bunch. They're the superpower. But really, if you think about it, and almost, what do they have to prove? Nothing. Japan can have something to prove. Germany has something to prove. China has something to prove. The America as a whole, they're a mix of different countries put together, became a great nation, okay, which is good. But sometimes they're too much of a peacock. They have a lot of show, no real thing. You don't want to end up like the country per se because it's so far from what the founding fathers did. Okay, so here's what you do. I'm giving you the actual steps. Stay in your own skin. Okay, make this your own movie. Meaning, I know this might not make sense. You're like, well, I need a one-shot bullet. No, you don't need a one-shot bullet. What you need is to come clear with who you are and learn how to bring that out. Because I want you to be the man that girls just want to be with, regardless of what you do. Just who you are, not because you're a rock star, not because you're rich, not because you're handsome. But your presence is so compelling that they just want to be with you. So, Hanny wrote to our Chinese friends in China, and we have gotten such a landslide of emails coming, and it's 9% women, okay? And I was like, dang, I didn't really do a lot of things in China, and yet there's all these emails requesting, wanting my presence. And once you get to a level, you're almost thinking like, I'm onto something here. I'm onto something here. Again, dude, you're probably more handsome than I am, right? Wrong. You're handsome the way you are, period. See, there's no even comparison whether good or bad. You have to come to a place where it's just you. And you don't compare yourself with anyone. You don't compare yourself with the other guy and thinking, oh, she's going to like me more because I am this. See, you're playing on your ego mind again. Again, I'm telling you, this is not the be-all, end-all of all videos to do with non-neediness. This is just to get you going, okay? And if you can come up to a place where you don't have any mind games in here, you're going to flow freely through the world with different people, men and women. Okay, so I'll give you again the bullet points. Number one, stay at the moment. You stay in the moment by not playing your mind games. Oh my goodness, most people think way too much. Just wait. Because they don't have a vision of where they want to be, or who they want to be. So they play too much games. If I say this, she'll say this. If I say that, they'll say this. Why don't you come from your heart, your desire? Honor it. I started doing a lot of things with my desire. I just said yes. I just honored it. Yes. See, some of you men, a girl will say, you want to have sex? You'll be like, no. I like it because you're smart. Come on, silly. Honor that thing. We're all made with a sex drive, but you have your own capacity, whatever it is. Start honoring it. See, until I honored, remember my third girlfriend, who was such a Russian beauty, and I just honored it. One time my friend said, Russians are like beautiful people, they're awesome. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine, I'm gonna honor it. I would like to date a Russian girl. It wasn't months where I dated Aya, right? You guys know that story. Awesome. But it's hard because I honored it. Okay, I honored my desire. See, and even at the time there were some wrong desires. I just honored every desire because I was life experimenting. My whole life is one big experiment. And that's why I get to see so much different effects of my experimentation that I get to know tried and true, tested, rolled results. So, and I'm trying to tell you right now, live in the moment, stay there, stop playing mind games with yourself, stop comparing yourself. But here's how you do your non-neediness. It's from the inside. You have to come to a level and realize that the person you're talking to is exactly like you. That girl, she is also trying to impress you. So the girls in Facebook that are always posting their pictures of them selfies and they're hot, 9 out of 10, 9.9 point out of 10 is they're so insecure that they need a lot of feedback saying they're hot, you're so beautiful, you're gorgeous. You don't need that. She is insecure and you think she's hot. Dude, I'm telling you, once you come up, I talk with Eben, I talk with just different people, my friends, Owen and stuff. And I'm telling you, once in a while, we have these conversations where after you get all the girls that you want, okay, you start looking for a girl that you can actually talk with, who has it here inside, they're smart here. And they are actually feminine beauty. You stop going for the girls with fake boobs. Those boobs that don't bounce? Yeah, that's fake. You're disgusting. Seriously guys, you love those kind of girls? You're sick. Get out of co-access. We don't need guys like you. Get out. You like girls that strutter their butt, that strutter their boobs all around Facebook? Dude, what kind of guy are you to be liking girls like them? Or parading their beauty on Facebook for no reason at all, just to get hits. Just to get, he likes me. 3,000 people who likes me. Dude, are you screwed up in here? Because it's time to get your life on track. All right, so I'm going to end this because it's 1 hour long. I talk too much about this. But if you want to go deeper, contact me. And I'll give you the time of your life where social relationships are concerned. You are not going to believe your results because everything that's being preached out online right now, bunch of garbage. There is not a technique that can get you the girl that you want. There's not that one line that can get any girl aroused in 1 minute. Dude, smart enough. We'll show you the real way. We'll show you how to do it authentically. To do it. All right? So, anyway, this is Jersey signing off. And as we always say in IRD, so shine. Let your light so shine. And be that rare man and woman that God created you to be. All right. Check it out.